Hi guys, it's another beautiful day in Cookeville. It's February 24th, I think. And I have a book haul for you guys. I thrift books. Almost all my books are exclusively thrifted. I do have a haul to show you guys, which I'm probably going to film maybe today, but do in a separate video because it's an order I made from Book Outlet during their $5.99 sale. But these books today that I'm going to show you are just thrifted books. They came from the local thrift stores and Goodwill, that kind of thing. The first set here are from last Saturday, I want to say, at Goodwill. Last weekend at Goodwill. The first one is a horror book. It's called The Thing Between Us, and it's by Gus Moreno. I've never heard of Gus Moreno outside of this book. It says Gus Moreno's stories have appeared in Aurelia's Pseudopod, Blue Stem magazine, and the anthology Burnt Tongues. He lives in the suburbs with his wife and dogs, but never think that he's not from Chicago. So, Chicago guy. But this one has just okay reviews on Bookreads, but it's horror, and I want to get into some of those books, some of that genre, a little bit more. So that's my first find. And then my second find is a National Book Award finalist. I do look at these seals. The way this book is written is unlike any book I've ever seen. That's part of the other reason I got it. It's about a 13-year-old girl in Nepal who gets sex trafficked, essentially. And it is written in these short paragraph pages. Like that page you can see just has like 3 lines. Some just like some pages just literally have a couple lines. So the style that it's written in is really unique, and it's short, so I don't think it would be a very quick read, but it seemed really unique and cool, and so grab that one. These are all $1.99 at Goodwill, so you can't really lose, except for my bookshelves lose poorly. They are losing to life right now. I have so many books. And I can't stop, clearly. The next one is Michael Chabon, I think is how you pronounce his name. He's a Pulitzer winner. The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay is his Pulitzer book. I've had that on my TBR for a while, but it's hard to come by. I could probably rent it from the library, but I like to listen to it, I think. Or, of course, find it at the thrift store. So, this one, I'm not really sure what it's about. I read the synopsis before I bought the book. I usually always do that because I can't, even at $1.99 or $2.99, depending on if it's hardback or not, it's hard for me to take a chance. Oh yeah, this is about Alaska, an Alaskan township where some Jewish refugees set up, and then there's a murder that takes place, and there's a detective, and he's caught in the middle of all this murder slash race slash, racism issues, because the Jews are taking like refuge there because it's in the wake of the Holocaust. So just rural Alaska, but that seems like a really cool read. And I've been meaning to read one of his, so thought I'd go for it. So that was last weekend's haul. 3 books, pretty good. This weekend, my first stop was the Bethel thrift store. Their books are sold by the pound. They're 59 cents a pound, you guys. If you're not going to Bethel bookstore to look for books, or well, it's not a bookstore, it's a thrift store, but they have not a huge selection of books, and most of them are like religious books. I found some really cool religious books there too, so you never really know what you're going to find, of course. That's the art of thrifting. But John Green. This is Turtles All the Way Down. This is one of his more recent written books, I want to say. I am trying to read his, I don't guess his whole collection of writings, but I've got a couple. I've read The Fault in Our Stars, of course. Paper Towns is on my shelf. I've heard some people don't really love Looking for Alaska, but I think that was like his first book ever, So, but this one's the same style, sort of YA-ish in the way it's written, with big font and not many pages, and so quick read. Sometimes I can read a book like this in just a Sunday, you know, if I read all day, which is a nice way to spend Sunday. This book I have listened to, so I read it, but not in the book format, and I found it in the book format, so I was really stoked, because this is a book, if somebody would be interested in actually reading it, I would let them borrow it. Not to say that anyone I've ever loaned a book to actually doesn't read and give it back to me, but maybe that is what I'm saying. So this is just a narrative on trauma. Family trauma, and how it doesn't start with us, and that is something I've known since my 20s, but I'm learning more and more and more and more and more and more and more the older I get. So yeah, and it's all science related. Not all science related, but it's not like a psychology based book like a lot of these books are. It's very neuroscience related. I've read a lot of these books, and just learning how much your body holds in a lot of things, your stress and traumas and PTSD, the different types of PTSD that I didn't know existed, and there's so many nuances, and it makes so much sense. So it's just a really pragmatic kind of take on it, and I loved it. I mean, there's stuff about, you know, your core complaints, and, you know, based on core memories, and your just unconscious things that you have, and so many unconscious memories I think we have built up in ourselves, especially those of us who suffer from types of mental illnesses or have trauma from childhood or other types of trauma. There's all kinds. So love it. Love that book so much. So glad I found it. And again, both of those books were probably like $1 together, because they were 59 cents a pound. Actually, I doubt they were even that. I bought this little owl necklace while I was there. And look how sweet he is. He's got a pearl body and little pearl eyes. And I think his head might be little faux diamonds, but it's probably a little kid's necklace. As you can see, it's really small on me. I doubt that has anything to do with my fat necklace over 6 chins, but it's probably a kid's necklace anyway. But I love owls. I collect owls, and I thought that was sweet. But it was $2.99, and so I think I spent like a total of $3 and something. So honestly, they were cheap. So I grabbed it, and then went to one of my other favorite places in Cookville, the Restore. So thankful it's located where it's located now, which is, if you don't know, over by Essex and Big R, in the shopping center that Kmart used to be located in. So basically and essentially, it's right up the road from me, / also across from Goodwill. So in a very good location. I grabbed a couple of classics. This week I listened to All the Pretty Horses by Cormac McCarthy. Expecting to like it more. Not sure why though, because it is a Western. And I really loved, I've got an author that I like, who writes Western adjacent type style books, Leif Inger. And his book that was most popular is one that I read in college, and it's called Peace Like a River, and I always suggest it to people to pick up and read, because it was one of the most unique, incredible, beautiful books of all time. But I've read a couple more of his. He's not written many, That's probably all of his, I want to say bibliography. Is that how you, is that a book collection? Is that your work, list of works? Complete list of works? I don't know. Anyways, off subject, but he has written some, oh, wrong book. He has written some adjacent type Western novels, and I like them. Where yet? Maybe just the one. I didn't love it though. I don't know. I guess after reading The Road and No Country for Old Men, I expected it to be incredible and just to love that series. I've got the physical copy of All the Pretty Horses in the Crossing, which is the second book. But honestly, I don't think I'm going to keep them in my library. I think I'm going to donate them. So when I saw this one, I thought, okay, let me pick this one up. I don't know that I have the physical copy, and I've got The Road. So I thought maybe I'll keep these and think about donating those, the other, because it's a three book series, and I don't know that I'm much more interested in that storyline. It wasn't terrible. It was just, I don't know. I also really like True Grit by Portis. His first name Portis, his last name is Portis. I can't off the top of my head. Loved that book. Loved it. But the main character and the narrator was a young girl trying to avenge her father's death, and I cannot recommend that book enough. It was fantastic. So I don't know. I guess I just had really high hopes for All the Pretty Horses, and I just don't know that I received what I wanted. I also listened to it, so I feel like maybe it's a book that's better well read. So maybe I will keep it and try to read it. I don't know. Lord knows I'm going to never get around to it, because that one's been on my shelf for eons and eons and eons, and that's why I finally decided to listen to it, because I was like, I'm never going to read this physical copy. Secondly, the one I held up probably earlier, and Mistake is Paradise by Toni Morrison. I have a few of hers. There's a really pretty publishing company that, I don't think it's Penguin or anything like that, that published them, but they're beautiful on the outside, and I've wanted to get majority of hers in that published, like that cover. It's pretty, but I have not ever found Paradise in the other cover. This one needs to be cleaned up on the front, but it was really affordable at $1 at Restore. That's where I got this one in the No Country for Old Men. So I just went ahead and grabbed it too. So I don't know, I'd like to have the collected works of a lot of these authors, you know what I mean? But I don't have space. My house is extremely small. It's like 800 and something square foot. So maybe it's tiny. Y'all, it's tiny. So I gotta be picky. But yeah, I think I'm gonna film now my haul from the book outlet. But that's my thrift store haul. And yeah, let me know what other type videos would you guys like to see. I've had a request for clothes that I thrift, which I'm looking at it over here on the floor. I've got a few bags, so I can definitely film a video with clothing haul. Maybe if you guys want to see a tour of my bookshelves or something, let me know. I've got a Joby tripod that I picked up at Goodwill one weekend for $2.99. And that's what my phone is on now, so I've got a better setup here and can use the tripod to film with a little easier than just the phone. Okay, so that's it.